Welcome back to Let's Play KRZ Part 13. I'm DG, and we are here at the Rum Colony. Johnny and Junebug. Yep, sounds like him. Our friend Cyrano's booked here tonight. He's pretty good. Johnny is a wizard of the lap steel guitar. Haha. Are you two coming ashore? Oh sure, we'll be up in a minute. You couldn't hold me back. Oh, I don't know. Kate says just wander back whenever. This is a take it easy kind of stop. She doesn't even blow the foghorn to round up the crew here. No point. Something about this spot is like wax in the ear when it comes to timetables and responsibilities. I was supposed to meet someone here earlier tonight about some bike parts. Hope she's still around. Bike parts. Oh, I'm sure she is, ma'am, half slipping into a fragrant mug with all the other wayward sailors. Don't know the story. It seems like the Junebug and Johnny are frequent visitors of this boat, but I haven't seen anything indicates that. Well, they're quite familiar with Will and Kate, I think. Hello, happy to be in here and now. I heard a shuffling. Are you dragging your feet or just enjoying the sand between your toes? Deep in thought, I guess. Haha. I think you have something weighing on you, and I respect that enough not to press the subject. We're always being pressured to talk about our problems. It's all over the radio and the self-help section of the bookstore. But my ethos is to just sit with it, alone inside of yourself. Ethos is the ethic? Don't understand. My spiritual advisor says if something's boring after 2 minutes, try it for 4. And I think that applies to any other dissatisfaction just as well. I wanted to ask you something. I thought of it earlier, but it didn't seem like the right time. I'm sure you know what I'm getting at. You want to know about my friend, the old man? Oh no, I think I read him pretty clearly. He's an outwards reflecting kind of person. I mean, he reflects the word back out, largely uncolored. You and I, we are inward reflecting, I think. It means we prefer to nurture the best and worst of ourselves in quiet and interior spaces, and that's okay. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not so sure, actually. I'll be damned. You talk too much. An untouched drink sits on the table, forgotten or abandoned or simply wasted. Actually, I think someone's inward will not talk that much. Even if he thinks you are inward as same as him. Well, that's my opinion. Conway, here she is. You have to try out these flower drinks. I feel like I could drink 100 of them. Not too sweet, not too strong, you know, a real session drink. We'll be scrapping you off the beach. Nah, it's not one of those really strong drinks, just sort of. It doesn't taste like a flower, I mean, not like a flower smells, you know? Perfumed, sickly sweet, like a star thistle flower. One of my first long haul gigs ended in a crash. Did I tell you about that? It wasn't so bad, actually. I swerved to dodge some stray cattle, hit a stump in the side of the road, and flipped the trailer. The whole rig went twisting down into a muddy ditch. It was spring, and I blacked out. I don't think I hit anything. It was just the shock of it. Or maybe my brain bounced against the inside of my skull or something. Shock. Anyway, I woke up and I'd been thrown clear. Never worn a seatbelt since. Oh, why'd I bring that up? Star thistle. I woke up in a field of star thistle. The first thing I thought was, what are all these damn ugly flowers? Haha. My old stuff, I'm drowning in old stuff tonight. Feels like I've got it piled up all around me, like one of those old days you hear about. Who never threw anything away, you know what I mean? Don't worry about all that stuff, just try to stay in here and now. Yep, that's a nice idea. But I'll tell you what I'm learning tonight. I don't belong in the here and now. That check's been cashed. Sorry, I'm not making sense, am I? I just mean to say I can't look at anything without remembering something else, and then that reminds me of something else, and I'm buried in it. I just need to get my head clear for a minute, get a clear view of the day, get oriented. You drink too much. There was a time when I felt this way. I'd bite the bullet, try to sober up and get a job. Is that why you're going to work for the distillery? Maybe it is. Seems like a pretty simple answer, right? Just follow the work as long as you can. You've got me all figured out. Hey, I'm going to sit and look at a flower for a minute. I'll talk to you later. Don't be a stranger. Cyrano. Junebug. Hey, guess who I just saw like an hour ago? Wasted eyes to send him on his way. Why do you hang out with that guy? Patch. It's like another drinking and talking thing like in the last theater part, and I'm not really into this. Blue Devil. Chew a tall glass with little lime juice, blah blah blah. The Invisible Death. 1 shot right rum, 1 shot of ugly rum. Stale jerky. Look at it for a minute, throw an orange peel on top. My light heaven. Well, it's like endless, but I don't need a drink. Cyrano. What is she playing? I'm so glad to see you. These cooks are bumming me out, man. You see that guy in the stand over there? He rolled up, kind of off center, you know, kind of leaning on this stage here, and he was like, what kind of strings are those? Steel or nylon? I'm sure you were cool about it. Oh yeah, it's mandatory around here, man. It's what the people want. I'm just a humble artist, you know? Plus, it's better for tips. You can look like you're about it, you know? Even if it's your livelihood. A crowd can smell economic precarity and it turns them off. I guess it's no fun to give someone money if they really need it. Too much responsibility, haha. Hey, speaking of which, I'm about mid-set here. Can you take the can around while I play the next one? It's on the tape. I think you'll like it, man. Thanks. Anything? Zero. Will never has any money. Good for him. The guy's barely here. It's like basically sugary wet sand until the morning. He left a couple bucks, buy shoes there or dropped it. That's probably for the band, and if it's for anything at all. No one else? Well, I'd like just to pick up a little more money for those guys. Whoa, so generous. These cooks are really going for it. It's good. You can't always hope for much with these fly-by-night crowds. Could have been some deep ticky fantastics getting upset about Cyrano's tape machine or something, but these folks are tourists wherever they go. Thanks, buddy. Zero. Oh. This guy's keeping some odd company tonight. You creeps me out. And here we go. Sony. Hey, did you hear the ice caps are melting? I mean the polar ice caps, the one all the way at the top. Don't listen to him, hon. It's all doom and gloom tonight. Don't listen. That's the answer. Down. Well, what else can you do? Someday all of these will be underwater. We'll all be drowned. What can you do? Maybe it's better that way. Great, another pessimist. You two have fun. I'll be drowning in this Mai Tai. It's just in dark mood because the bar is crowded tonight. He likes to spread out. You know toxic runoff has decimated the deer population, right? I should go. You know, those people's like drinking, talking nonsense, all that stuff. Well, it's life for them. Not for me though. Louis, the water's fine, invigorating, it makes me want to run. I could gallop down and down this beach, up and down this beach like a horse. Clerk Bull wants to run on the beach. You folks work at the burial. We are celebrating. We just hit a big milestone, you know. Well, tell her about it. But I don't know anything more than you do. It wasn't part of my caseload. Well, Mazistan, did you met before? Well, it wasn't part of mine. I wonder just where we are celebrating. It doesn't matter. Invigorating. Catch anything, Louis? So, did you find what you're looking for? With Lola, I mean? It's a work in progress. I know what you mean. I've been working on... I think I'll go for a run on the beach as soon as I'm finished with this drink. Try not to yell so loud, Louis. I'm afraid you'll shake the ceiling loose. They're just not telling anything. Can I leave? Well, that was a pleasant detour. Yes, ma'am. Ready to get moving? How about round up the old man so you can tear him free? Old man. Still don't understand why his arms becoming bones. He's becoming to bones at all. I never quite thought of it that way. What are you talking to? Noticing Shannon for the first time. You're right about that. I never quite thought of it that way. Nah, it's nothing. Let's get out of here. Work to be done, right? Superstitious. You know, I was just wondering like how come so many people coming with Conway along the way. So for Shannon, it's easier to understand it, like her responsibility as Conway is hurt, and I think that June and Junebug and Johnny, they're just like happens to come on the same boat for other things. Well, empty houses, sunflowers. The house were once inhabited by two sisters. Why they build their houses so close together or live in a proximity at all is a mystery, since they clearly despise one another. It's possible the neighboring houses were at attempt at reconciliation. It didn't work. If anything, close quarters just turned up the pressure until those decades of closely held resentments and animosities were pretty near to boiling over. Cultivate sunflowers. Just a story of two sisters growing sunflowers, and that's it. And they moved out. Valkyrie and the other dog down below deck. A story about tour. The dogs, sorry. While those two gentle beasts kept things under control aboard the Mucky Mammoth, I went ashore with the rest of the crew to make use of a public telephone. I called into my answering machine, which I routinely neglect for intervals of months, to chip away at the pile. Kay checked on a client of hers. She's a birth doula, in addition to being a tugboat captain. Did you know that? Clara talked to her sister in Lithuania. Illness in the family, I gather. Anyway, the evening hits a low point not much later on. So let's take a quiet moment here to listen to the river and reflect on the unburdened sleep of dogs. Maybe the text is just telling the story that you didn't choose. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just some nonsense. And you know this game is nonsense. Just like trying to build the environment, the atmosphere, you know, drinking, talking, kind of thing. Not telling you anything at all, anything useful at all. Ezra taught us a card game. Shannon, Ezra, the old man, and I stopped at the Rabansky Center to make some quick cash. So we go some quick cash. This is like a recording. Good morning, Mimi. Jen, Bags isn't feeling well. Long tonight. Poor kitty. What are you watching? Security tape from last night. Daryl left the lights on again. Should we slash his tires? I'll leave a stern note on his desk. Spare the rod. What are we doing today? This is weird. You know that old vending machine, the one that only has tomato juice? No, the old one. They just stopped refilling. Remember, we rode it out onto the dock last August and some scavengers stripped it for metal in the middle of the night? Daryl cut his hand cleaning up after them and it got infected, remember? No. Okay, anyway, the rest of it ended up in the cold room until finally Daryl was piling it into a big bag for the trash barge to pick up, and he came across this box lost behind all the junk. Check it out. This looks old. Yeah, there's a bunch of videotapes and completed questionnaires. I looked up the reference number. It's never been processed. So I guess that's what we're doing today. There's no date on it. We'll just have to make one up, unless there's some footage or a calendar or something else in here. Flipping through the questionnaire. I guess there are the old tests. These are the old tests before we started doing the video exit interviews. That's annoying. Yeah, let's see. How do we do this? I'll run the tape, you interpret the questionnaire, and I'll type it up. So, just my guess or my understand, this is like a video recording of what happened, and some people, Jen, looked at it much later. The modernist bookshelf with fancy vintage turntable. So was Tertius. So was Daryl. That's my bookshelf. Wow, I haven't seen that poster in a while. I think that was mine from college. Nothing here. This should be some basic information and the first control test. Subject's general disposition. Jane looks over the questionnaire document from the envelope. Why are you here? I don't know. Permissive. Demographic category. What's the first thing you remember? I remember a spilled orange juice. Immigrant. Do you think we should use the old categories or the new categories? Will the computer even still take the old ones? Put in precarious. Name? It says Marcus on the file. Oh, Marcus, are you sure? Do you know her? No, that's not her. Did she come along with a group? I don't know. There's an extended monitoring tape here too. We could check on the dock when she showed up. She's traveling with one of those creepy distillery guys. Him? Nah, it just looks like an old drifter. Maybe you're right. It's hard to tell in this light. Oh, wait, who is that? That guy in the hoodie. What? I never seen him before. Really? He looks so darn familiar. I thought maybe he was a former intern or something. He's a little old for that, right? No, I don't recognize him. Sorry. You're all deja vu this morning. It's spooky. Sorry, just one of those days, I guess. I guess the old man's on dinghy guard duty. A noble assignment. So, who was this lady? Alright, well, do you remember WVP TV? Okay, it was a community television station the Consolidated Power Company had to find it as, like a punishment for owning too much of the broadcast spectrum or something. They used to screen your videos, right? Yeah, it was like a co-op. I did some maintenance and they gave me a slot to show my work. They had that naked banjo guy, late at night. Yeah, that's mainly what everyone remembers. I guess their whole mandate was community expression. It was certainly expressive. Oh, wait, what's WEVP the one that the flood, right? Yeah, damn. So Shannon Marcus, did she have a naked banjo show too? What? No. Let me guess. Which of the following sentence best describe you? I grieve for fading memories. I'm haunted, unable to forget. She had an exercise show? No, I've never heard of Shannon Marcus. It was a Weaver Marcus I knew. She worked at the station for a bit. And then she left on kind of weird terms, actually. Anyway, where are we? Okay, how do we rank her from the control test? Without turning around to look, please describe the following object. Bookshelf. It has 3 shelves. It's shaped like a snake. It reminds me of a library. Poster. I don't remember what was depicted in the poster. I don't keep posters on my walls. Lighting. Just kind of dim. Average, I guess. Average, okay. Some more tests. This time you are going to let me tell pears and apples and orange, strawberry, guava. I think she meant the pear. See, that's why I hate this test. There's so much fruit that basically looks just like the other fruit. Oh, guava. Does a guava even look like a pear though? I don't think I've ever seen a guava. I thought they were pink. They're just pink on the inside. You wouldn't confuse a real guava for a real pear, but in one of Daryl's crude watercolors. But I can still clearly tell that's a pear, even on the video. Yeah, you and I can, but we already know it's a pear. She could remember wrong. She could be remembering wrong or just identifying what to her is a much more likely fruit to appear in a painting based on any number of cultural, social, geographic, you know? She didn't say anything in her response to help clarify. It makes me think of being a child. The guava is just like candy. It's almost unnatural. I guess we should just skip these pictures. That's a shame. It's really hard to measure memory degradation in some of the later tests without this one as a baseline location updating scenario. I've been saying we should just use photographs. Watercolor paintings already have the quality of a half-remembered dream anyway. Like they're inviting you to forget them or somebody else already forgot them for you, like a mama bird feeding her chicks cotton candy. Photographs are, it's not that they're really more accurate or true, but we think they are. They put you in that mindset. They have authority. So yeah, out with the watercolors, I say. But then poor Daryl would have nowhere to exhibit his work. A cat. Jen, look who it is. I miss that kitty. Her name was Coconut, and she disappeared without a trace. Easy come, easy go. I don't remember this test. Did we cut this one? What's the questionnaire like? If I can't make it in a few days, I might leave a note to feed the cats. At least I don't use university property and research equipment to make weird video art. Very well then, I contradict myself. It's nobler to feed kitties. So they just write the notes, let the people help feed the cat. It's not really a test. I was thinking like finishing this part before we go on to the next part. The CD players. But I think this is too long, and maybe we should stop here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.